let's move on to something else. Let's move on to VR, because VR has been in the news this week. Some quite controversial, litigious stuff happening. ZeniMax getting awarded, what was it, $500 million?
Yep.
With sort of legal proceedings against Facebook and Oculus for, well, just what looks like a fight over John Carmack's soul.
Basically, yes. For those who don't really know, basically, it all kicked off when ZeniMax kind of felt that Oculus was stealing technology that it had helped develop and taken trade secrets to actually develop and build the Rift VR headset. Or more specifically, basically Oculus were using John Carmack to help develop it, because essentially, from what I understand, Oculus sent one of the very first development kits to John Carmack, who had a look at it. He helped build the Doom 3 BFG edition with the VR stuff built in, and essentially that work got taken and put into developing the first Rift VR and helped go towards the Kickstarter and everything else. And they feel that because of that, Oculus stole trade secrets and everything else from them, and that's why they took them to court. They originally wanted $4 billion in total.
$6 billion.
Was it $6 billion in the end?
$6 billion. Yeah.
But the court apparently didn't feel that Oculus misappropriated trade secrets. Where they got them was that Palmer Luckey apparently violated a non-disclosure agreement. And basically because of that, $500 million.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to prove sort of NDA breaking and copyright infringement, which is what sort of the jury came back with. Yeah, the whole sort of theft of trade secrets. It's quite interesting. So yeah, on one side you have Facebook and Oculus going, you're just jealous. And then on the other side you have ZeniMax basically saying, this was a freaking heist. And it's been very interesting. And I think one of the things this has actually done in a way is, this is almost kind of legitimized VR to a certain extent. This is one of the sort of, one of sort of the arguments, put forward by, a VP at Superdata who were sort of looking into this sort of case. Like Stephanie Lamas, Vice President of Product Research and Strategy at Superdata, was like, this is a really important step towards VR legitimacy. A legal case of this size substantiates the potential of VR technology. And like, to be fair, on Facebook's front, 500 million, as much as it seems like a huge amount of money to us,
pittance.
For them, yeah, it really is pittance. But in terms of like the precedent that this case sets, in terms of, you know, the media kind of hype that sort of surrounded it, there is this kind of sense that, wow, people are really, really passionate about VR. Like, if they're getting into all this sort of really, really fine print pedantry, there must be something really important going on here. And the general public seeing these kind of two pioneers in tech, Facebook and ZeniMax, fighting over Oculus and the soul of the code of John Carmack. Like, I guess great. In a way.
Kind of. I mean, Oculus haven't had the best luck as of late. You know, you had the whole Palmer Luckey thing and him funding, certain political, outreach programs, and then that did not end well. And now this, and the fact that he's the one that's who violated the non-disclosure agreement. Like, it's, and you also think about how Vive are really stepping up their game.
They've really stepped up.
Absolutely, like I'm not sure whether they've overtaken, but they're doing really, really well, and it's got to be worrying for Oculus, because at the moment you've got this separation, which is part of the reason why I never got into VR, because it was kind of like, I can't justify spending £700 on a complete setup just to join in on what is at the moment, in most cases, just tech demos. And at the moment, because like they're trying to break down the barriers, they're trying to make it so that there's a kind of like an industry standard in terms of development and allowing it so that products can go across multiple platforms. But at the moment, that's the big issue. And so in terms of Oculus being sort of like put onto the back foot in recent weeks, this isn't particularly great because people will just go, oh, well, everything seems hunky-dory over at Vive. I'll just get one of those.
Yeah, no, and that's absolutely right. And there were rumours that ZeniMax were looking for an injunction to stop them essentially distributing Oculus headsets, which could be really bad. And this is the thing, like Superdata projected something like Oculus in last year and this year combined selling under 1 million, estimating the Vive would sell about 1.7, and then mobile just freaking overtakes that. And you've got to look at what HTC are doing in terms of their partnership with Valve on the Vive. They've done a really good job of pitching that to the gaming market. And then, you factor in the Gear VR headset on mobile and the sort of partnership with Samsung, and they've taken a really nice corner of the mobile market there as well. And that sort of ubiquity is something that Oculus, they had way back when this whole conversation was starting. But I think, that momentum's been very much overshadowed, by the Gear in the mobile market and definitely by Vive. And I think the partnership of when you have Steam in your corner, you have to work doubly hard. Yeah. Sorry. If your opponent has Steam in their corner, you have to work so much harder. Yeah. And this is not good, in a comparative sense, for Oculus when it comes to sort of their rivalry against HTC and Valve with Vive. Because, the possibility of that injunction is a really big deal. Anything that sort of puts a down on adoption rate for Oculus is going to be bad.
Yeah, you only have to look at what happened with in the smartwatch arena with Pebble and things like that.
Yeah.
It just only takes one small slip up and then suddenly, bam, gone. And you've lost support and people have suddenly got a device that it's pretty much a legacy thing. So, yes. I mean, again, I really do hope that VR takes off. More specifically, I hope that they finally find a way to kind of blend VR and AR. That's my dream. But, yes, I mean, it's all exciting times. Let's hope that now the focus can be put on unifying the core development of VR titles and making sure that, everything can be truly multi-platform. That's what I hope we can now concentrate on. So, go on, industry. Do that.
Go on, industry.
Go on.
Go on, my son.
Go on.
I believe in you. I believe.